Matheus Cunha, red signs. Matheus Cunha, no, no, no. This boy is not fit to be playing for Man United. I felt it before. I'm confirming it from his own actions. Welcome to the United of Sport. My name is Webb. Here is a late, almost, what should I say? Should I say disappointed update? Well, perhaps disappointed a bit in such a talented player linked with Man United. United have held talks with his agent, but a certain part of me feels his temperament is not for Man United. Listen, so subscribe, like, and share. Drop a comment and let me know whether you think or not Man U should sign Matheus Cunha. But here are the red signs for me. So Cunha comes out today, this Saturday, today, and he drops a post on his Instagram in the afternoon, and that's the post that was on his Instagram. It was there for a few minutes before he removed it. I think he saw the uproar from Wolves supporters and the world of football really not happy by that. Whoever he was referring to, only him would know probably, but we can speculate. So he says, "Time to be happy. I will follow my dreams, not yours. So stay cool." Now, is he talking to the fans of Wolves? Because remember, he said clearly that he made it clear to the club he wants to follow his dreams and he wants to be happy. He wants to seek new opportunities elsewhere. He made that clear. And I'm sure Wolves wouldn't be really surprised or feel betrayed by a player like Matheus Cunha wanting to play in a bigger club than Wolves, given his talent, his skill set, his what he has done at the club. They have been fighting relegation. He has helped them survive relegation. They seem to be headed to safety. He has scored very important goals in during some of the hardest times, but at the same time, he has cost them a lot because of his temperament, because of how he loses it terribly. He's getting suspensions now. He's serving a 4-match ban after they were beaten by Bournemouth in the FA Cup. His reaction was so unsportsmanlike, puts the game in disrepute, and he's banned for 4 games. He's just serving, I think, the final games of the ban. But we all know his talent. And it's a rock and a hard place. You're torn between this talented player who you think will lift any team. He's linked to teams like Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United, already to Chelsea, I think. They are already, his agent is already in England, meeting club to club, trying to talk to them and understand them. But I'll tell you, for me, the red signs will always be there. And for the case of Man United, I think any player we sign into Man United has got to be scrutinized fully. These are the mistakes that we can't repeat again. Any player that United goes for going forward under Ineos, under Ruben Amorim, has got to be scrutinized, not just for their football, because if you talk football, Cunha has it. Football, Cunha is a gem. There is no doubt about that. But when it comes to discipline, and that's very important, you've got to be at 100. You might be a mediocre player, but you must be the most disciplined mediocre player to play for Man United going forward. I think discipline has got to be as paramount as the word in capitals, in block letters. Discipline is paramount for any new player to be brought into Man United. You have got to show no gray areas. Cunha, for me, has shown a lot of gray areas about him consistently under all coaches he has had. And you can't say it was about his past coach at Wolves. Even now, under this new guy, is it Pereira, the new coach of Wolves, he's still behaving the same way, losing his temper, even on his fellow teammates, fighting, instigating fights among teammates. Such a player, however talented they are, I don't think helps the dressing room. I don't think such a player in any way helps the dressing room. So for me, that's the reason I would say the red signs about Cunha are enough for us to make the decision to move on and look elsewhere. In any case, I think is a bit expensive. The buyout clause of £62 million is a bit on the higher side for Man United. For United to spend that money on any player, it should be a player who ticks all boxes, because that should be one of the most expensive signings United should ever make going forward under Ineos. I think Ineos have clearly made it known now that their plan is not to sign already made expensive players, but to be making the players and selling them, but still staying competitive. So, or buy them young, make them become world class, and win titles with them, then sell them at some point. The way we did in history, the Cristiano Ronaldos and the likes. So for Cunha, for me, at 25, yes, big player, but I think for me, his attitude and temper are not for Man United. I don't think it fits into a team being rebuilt, a team that is already trying to shrug off a lot of issues around it. You don't bring in another very talented player who is going to come and be very talented, more talented than everyone around him. So he knows he's the star of all the players in the team, but his attitude is wrong. So he's going to divide the dressing room. There are players who will idolize him because of his natural skill, and they are amazed by him. The young players who will fear, cannot say a word about him. There are those who will think this is the way to behave. If you're a talented player, if a star like him is behaving like this, then it's okay for me to behave like this. There is a lot that can go wrong with just by having such a player around the dressing room. So for me, I think Cunha is consistently losing. I think just doing himself dirty, I should say. He's not doing himself any favors by how he's behaving. He seems to be so full of himself. He seems to be too street, too is it gangster? I don't know whether there's anything like that anymore. But the thing is, it's just for me. It's just not. It's just not it. My gut is not really at home about the whole Cunha signing. Well, they spoke to him, his agents rather, and we don't know what they agree, don't know what they say. We don't know how serious Ineos feel they should consider this whole Cunha transfer. But if they do, well and good, because he's a good player. But for me, if it were up to me, I wouldn't sanction the purchase of an expensive player, big player like that into this team with his attitude, with his behaviors. There is something wrong with him. He's not a player for the dressing room. And I'm sure Ruben Amorim will know well to do his homework around him. I'm sure Mikel Arteta as well at Arsenal could have wanted him, but I think has disquiets about him. I'm very sure it's the same reason Victor Osimhen is struggling to get a club come out, stand firm, and say they want to sign him. Because however good you are in this day and age, football is no longer about individuals and how great they are, how talented they are. It's a team sport. So any manager would want a player who is going to come and make the team better, not come and think they are great and everyone else is bad, and they just do what they want just because of how talented they think they are. No manager would want such a player in their team. More so, not a Man United that's trying to let go of players like Rashford. I understand now that players like Garnacho and the likes are also being put up for sale. I think I'm still doing more research on that. I think I'll drop a video on it perhaps tomorrow. But Cunha, for me, red signs. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Should we buy him or not? Should we go for him? Are you convinced? Are you sold to the whole idea of paying £62 million, even if it's 60, even if it's 50, for this Cunha who behaves the way he does at a club that got him from wherever and put him on the map in England, made him the player he is, and now he's just so proud and arrogant and full of himself and just posting such things at a time when his agent is talking to clubs around to try and find him a good club in the summer, after already showing Wolves that he's leaving. He might end up going to Saudi to make money. Probably he knows Saudi is a backup plan, that if these clubs reject him, all these big clubs in Europe, if they reject him, of course there is one club that will say, we don't care about we'll manage. Because again, it's a talent management thing, because usually very talented humans are weird and hard to manage. And I think that's one of the biggest issues, especially in Africa. Talent management, it's difficult. I think even in the world, not just Africa. I think it's a big problem in the world. It's difficult to manage talent. People who are extremely talented or gifted at anything, whether it's music or football, are usually hard to manage. I think perhaps because they know they are great, or because people fear them. There's always something that goes wrong with these very extremely talented players. And Cunha is a bit of that. He's really a proper, one of the few current Brazilians who've got that raw Brazilian talent about in them. So he's that talented. There's no questions about his talent and what he could contribute on the pitch. But What you do on the pitch with your teammates depends a lot on how you behave around them in the dressing room, in training, how you associate with them. You need to build a family. If you're going to build a competitive team in this day and age in football, you need to build a family. Now, is Cunha a player you rely on as your star player when you're building a family? I quite doubt. I quite doubt that. So for me, Cunha, good player, but indisciplined. I don't like him. I wouldn't like him at Man United. That's my honest take. Drop down a comment. Let me know what you think. I do remind you guys of our training come the 17th of May. Please do take note of it. If you can't come, you can still book your slot after the 17th of May. We are going to be busy online. And just taking you through online lessons. You book your time. We take you through a one-on-one of how to use the internet, what things you can do. There's so many ways you can use the internet to earn for yourselves, for yourself. So many ways, so many. You can't exhaust them. You can't do everything. You just figure out what works for you, and you stick to that. So please, it doesn't matter your education levels, how exposed you are, which part of the world you are in. All you've got to do is book your time, and we get to class, learn and earn. My name is Webb. This is the United of Sport. That training, by the way, is brought to you by Uplift Causes. This is all part of what we do as Uplift Causes. Cheers, fam. Let me catch you later.